guys, so we are fast approaching a brand new year 2017, which always is kind of exciting but also weird when you approach a new year, I think, because I don't know, I kind of do get comfy where I am, and particularly over Christmas you kind of tend to stagnate a little bit sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Like it's quite easy to carry on doing the same thing all the time, which, you know, for some people that works, but for me, I like to keep it fresh and change it up and push myself to do new and different things. And like most people, I do get inspired by the new year, although I have two New Years. I have a January start and a September start, because I'm very much still in the academic kind of view of, like, you know, you have a lazy summer and then bam, you go back in September and it's all like, okay, I've got this amount of time to get this stuff done before the new year. And it kind of works, although in terms of setting a word for myself, I've done this for a few years, and you know, only in the last like year or two have I done a vlog on the word of the year, because before that I never thought anyone was interested. I only keep the one word throughout the year. I don't make a new word in September, although I do like to go back and review and, or, you know, where I'm at with that. So last year my word for the year was you, and I feel like 2016 was a successful year for my word. My word you was all about making time for me, for yourself, because I'm not very good at doing that, looking after myself, and also getting back to me and getting back to who I am as a person. And because I felt like I'd lost my way for a while, I felt like I wasn't being my true authentic self, and I did a journal flip through video where I talk a bit more about that. So if you haven't seen that before, I will link it below, because you might like to watch that. I talk about getting back to me in that journal. So this year then, my word for this year is best. Well, I've actually have two words for the year. I have a main word and a secondary word, which I did last year. And so this year I thought I would do the two words again. So my first preliminary word is best, and that has several meanings for me. Firstly, best as in you are doing your best, and if you're not doing your best, try to do your best. I beat myself up all the time about particularly now I work like very part-time, I never feel like I'm being the best mother I could be, the best worker person I could be, the best me that I could be. I kind of feel like I'm juggling that all the time, and so I need to just remember that I am probably doing my best. If I'm not doing my best, I need to do my best, but you're doing your best, and if you're doing your best, then everything else can just, you know, oh, you don't have a cow, man. Just like, if you're doing your best, then what more can you do? You know, if you're doing your best, you can't give any more, so just learn to live with it and let it go. And that's kind of what I need to do more. I need to kind of be more like, let it go, because I'm doing my best, and if I'm doing my best, I can't really worry about stuff. It might not make sense to other people, but it really makes sense to me. And the other interpretation of best is look for the best and make the best of things, which kind of ties me into my other word, which is my secondary word, is simplify. I've been having this feeling for a while of, mainly in my crafty kind of life, of being bogged down and suffocated. Now I have a lot of stuff, I will admit that. I have accumulated, I've been crafting for years and years and years. And what you see behind me is stock, by the way, not my personal stuff, just so you know. I've been crafting for years, and I've accumulated stuff over those years that I've bought myself. People have bought me as gifts. I've been sent stuff for review, you know, as part of my blogging and YouTubing endeavours. And it's got to the point where I actually have too much stuff that I can't see the wood through the trees, and I don't actually do anything that much anymore because I'm a bit like overwhelmed. So I really want to declutter and simplify, and I want to do that with my life as well. I have been doing a little bit of an experiment where I got out a week's worth of clothes, and I don't have loads of clothes anyway compared to my friends. I really don't have that many clothes, but I feel like I have too many clothes. And I have been living off of those 1 week, and I haven't missed anything else in my wardrobe. So I go have a bit of a declutter and get the Marie Kondo book out again. I have it, I've read part of it, I haven't read it all, and so this year I'm going to read it all. And yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, part of me would really love to live in the forest in the middle of nowhere, or have a small holding and just have a real kind of like back to basics, just living experience. And Mr. B is kind of really fully supportive of that as well. So I just feel like I want to simplify things down. I feel like life has got too complicated. I want to have less time online. I want to be glued to my phone less. I want to just be, and you know, that includes, part of that includes as a family us going out for walks in the woods more, you know, and just doing, you know, just being together as a family, going on more camping holidays and going on adventures and stuff. I mean, Miss B, for example, she got toys for Christmas, you know, like as every child does, and you know, they're plastic and they're electronic and stuff, and she's just as happy with a stick and a bucket. And you know, she knows no different. She's really happy just walking around or running around as she does with a stick, you know what I mean? And she's really, really happy because she hasn't learnt materialism and having stuff yet. And so that's kind of inspired me to simplify my life more, to, you know, have more experiences than stuff. And I don't know, just get back to a more simpler way of doing things, because when Miss B came along, it did totally change our lives. And we just want to kind of like take stock. We've kind of been like firefighting, going, oh my god, we're new parents, we've got this toddler who's like, we're new parents, we you know, we're working, both working, we just like juggle, and you know, pizza has become a big thing in our life. And takeaways, and I want to go back to not doing that again because that's bad, and just kind of taking it like, okay, we've had our 6 months settling in period, now it's time to kind of get back to who we were again, and simplify it back down and go back to, you know, the more wholesome stuff, the more walks in the woods, more home cooking, more, you know, less materialism. So those are my 2 words for the year, and kind of like the explanation of what they mean for me. That's as far as I've got at the moment. I've had those words in my head for like the last month. Usually my word for the year does come in the last sort of month, like in December, as I start to think about the new year and what's going to go on and stuff. That's as far as I've got with it at the moment. I do usually like to make a dashboard or journal about it or something. So I probably will. Funnily enough, if you haven't seen the sneak peeks for the January Brimbles box, funnily enough, it kind of ties in with a lot of the products that are going to be in the box this month. The only thing I have in front of me are these stamps, which is kind of what prompted me to say this. They have inspirational quotes on them. And so I'm going to use some of these for kind of like journaling, journaling about my words for the year, so that they're kind of accessible to me, and I can just sort of see it and remind myself of it all the time. I did that last year too. Last year I also had an insert in my traveller's notebook with you written on it, and I kind of did a little sentence a day or a word a day, journaled about what I had done that day for myself, and that worked really well, because if I got to the evening and there was a blank in there, I'd be like, right, okay, what am I going to do for myself? I'm going to go take myself off and have a bath, or I'm going to take myself off and read a magazine, or, you know, something like that. And that really worked well for me. Probably not going to do it again this year, but it did work well. And yeah, so I hope you found that a bit interesting. There was a whole thread in the Brimble's Happy Place Facebook group about word for the year. There's a few people who've got their words out, and if you're not in the Happy Place, come over. And if you're thinking about a word for the year, because that will really help you, because people are talking about how they come up for their word of the year, and their word and what it means to them. And also someone put in there like a word search. It was really cool. Like the first 3 words that jump out to you will be like your words for the year, and that was really interesting. I can't remember what mine were now. I should have written them down, but I think one of them was like inspire, and yeah, I remember 2 of them now. It was inspire and passion, which I thought were really good. Loved that. And they leapt out at me, which is great. So there we go. That's my chatty vlog about my word for the year. Come over to the Facebook group and let's chat about your word for the year and everything. That'd be really good to know what you guys are up to. Thanks for watching. Take care, bye.